Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here on the stream this evening. It is Saturday, August 17th, 2024, in the year of the Lord, right? And we're going to talk about your vice president, Kamala Harris. She has actually stated a policy, even though it's not on her website, because I checked, but she stated an interesting policy that she wanted to put out there to stop price gouging of food. According to her, it's price gouging of food. Now, this wasn't like this before she got in the office. Just want to make sure that we establish that, right? All these high food prices, those of you who remember 2016 all the way up to, let's say Trump took office 2017, up to 2020, we didn't have this issue, but all of a sudden she's announcing a policy to fix they F-ups. I have to say it's they F-up because it wasn't like that before they got in there. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go talk about that. Then we're gonna kind of just break down a little bit how silly that so-called policy is that she wants to put out there. Well, she's not telling you if that were to be enacted. She's not telling you a whole lot, right? Because the more and more I go along, the more and more I'm understanding why we need people who have ran successful businesses to be in charge of politics. I'm really seeing that. Like, I'm really starting to understand that way more than what I've ever understood before. But, you know, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for being here. Just a couple of announcements real quick before we get started here this afternoon. You know, we're going to do our thing and go it on and wrap it up. The Ethiopia trip, I'm getting a lot of emails, you know, about that still. As we said before, it is completely sold out. But kind of twisted the arm and say, hey, can we add about 4 more people? So y'all emailing me. You need to go to the website, the AfricanDiasporaNews.org/Ethiopia, that link, and you need to go and make a deposit. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I'm gonna check with Brother Jay Cameron and see where it's at, and if it's hit that number, then that's it. If we do anything else, we'll see, but that'll be done. But technically, we can cut it off now. We want to, right? But let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. You say Mr. Happy, say he's here. Okay, shout out to Mr. Happy. And the app, the African Diaspora News Channel app, we have that back to school promo. That's only going to with less than 30 days now. And if you select the 1 year membership, put My News 50, and then you'll get 50% off of the 1 year plan. So take advantage of that. Once you do that, go to our contact page and send me a screenshot. Oh, hey, you paid for that, and your YouTube channel link, not your screen name, your link, and we can try to get you added to our chat here, and that way you can chat and all of that. So yes, because now, of course, if you don't join the app, you want to do YouTube channel memberships, you want to do that, you can do that too to chat, but we want people to take advantage of the app a lot more because, hey, we have to remove something, we have to amend something. Anything we streaming here is streaming on the app at the same time, okay? So just letting you know that. All right. So let's go ahead and get to a devotion real quick so we can go ahead and start talking about your vice president and making sure that y'all understand what your vice president is presenting. Let me go ahead on to one of the greatest Democrat leaders of our time. Let's go ahead and cue this great Democrat leader up.
Hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the people's mayor. Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. If you ain't seen that yet. And someone so young. Everybody gotta understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't gonna give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're gonna do here at Thornton Township.
Clerk, what are you doing? You're out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So now you have to listen in order to learn. Remove her.
Go tell that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was the greatest Democrat in 2024, Tiffany Henyard, and class is in session. Ladies and gentlemen, class in session. Make sure you participate in class. We're going to try to learn a little bit today about our, Vice President of the United States and what she has presented and what she's not telling you in these plans. See, this is why she really didn't want to talk about plans too much, because even the mainstream media on the left and the right, they all going in on her about this, right? And rightfully so. See, that honeymoon phase that she had, ladies and gentlemen, is about to phase out. I already knew, let's say at least by September 1, I already knew it was going to start phasing out. And once she started getting down to policy and how much she really don't know, and what's hurting her is that she's in office. So when she makes statements, on day one, I'm going to do this. Ma'am, your day one started back in 2021. What are you talking about? You're in office now. Why are you talking about day one of anything? You're there. You know what I'm saying? Like, please don't listen to her say day one. And she's been in day one since January 20th, January 21, 2021. That was her day one. What is she talking about? Day one. It just annoys me to hear her say day one. But let's go ahead and cue up what she said, and let's really have a serious conversation about what she's saying, what she's proposing, because this is why I told y'all earlier, we really need politicians that know that has money, and also know business very well and been successful in business. I want you to listen what this your vice president had to say here. Listen to this.
So believe me, as president, I will go after the bad actors. And I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food. My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules, and we will support smaller food businesses that are trying to play by the rules and get ahead. We will help the food industry become more competitive, because I believe competition is the lifeblood of our economy. More competition means lower prices for you and your families.
Okay, as always, I want you to hear it in its entirety before I start, talking here. So let's go ahead and start it back over, and let's have class here.
So believe me, as president, I will go after the bad actors.
But why didn't you do that as vice president? That's what I want to know. You was hiding in your basement too, ma'am. She was hiding in her basement, but let me continue.
And I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
All right, let's stop right there. Even though I know she made a mistake, I know she means price gouging. We're not going to be childish and like some people, oh, she said gauging. Who cares? You know what she meant. So, first of all, most states have laws against price gouging. I'm in the state of Texas. You go to the gas pump, there's a sticker up there talk about if anybody's price gouging. There's all over the website here in Texas, the state, if anybody's price gouging, you can report a particular, and when I live in a Republican state, you can report a particular store for price gouging. For instance, if you have a hurricane or something like that, and who's been caught doing that? Them East Indians, them Arabs, and things like that. They'll raise a case of water to $20. Now, good and well, a case of water don't cost $20. You can report that to the state of Texas, and the attorney general and all of them will go after them for price gouging, especially during a natural disaster. That's already, most states have those laws already. So I don't know what she's talking about on the federal side. That's number one. Number two, what did you define as price gouging? That's the first. You can't just say someone's price gouging. What is it? Now, what I mentioned about $20 for a case of water, we're talking about some cheap brand of water, but most stores isn't charging you $20, $30 for a case of water. People aren't charging you in the grocery store $15 for a carton of eggs. That's not happening. Has eggs went up? Yes, but it went up that high. So you have to define what price gouging is. That's number one. Number two, what she's also not telling you, she's responsible for the prices going up. It's her and Biden. They caused it. Listen, if you caused it, why do I trust you to fix it? I can't trust you because it wasn't like that when you got in, ma'am. It wasn't like that. Gas prices wasn't like that. We didn't have all this unchecked people just coming over. They had to remain in Mexico policy. You had that going on. They couldn't even come over here. They had to stay in Mexico. And y'all got in. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Biden got in, got rid of that, got rid of remain in Mexico. And my source on the border told me the moment that they got rid of remain in Mexico, they were flooded. Our Border Patrol was flooded the day that happened. They were flooded. Overwhelming the border and the Border Patrol. Don't care about them. That's number one. Number two, when you talk about the gas prices and all that, how high that went, what did Biden-Harris administration do? They shut down the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline was going, right? The Keystone Pipeline was a lot of crude oil. The moment Biden shut it down, 15,000 people lost their job. 15,000. And I remember the videos coming out of these men saying how they lost their job in a stroke of a pen. Lost their jobs. Good jobs they was providing for their families. That's what Biden and Harris has done. When you shut down domestic energy, domestic production, now you're leaning on the Saudis, you're leaning on OPEC and all of those people. And that's if you remember, if you don't know history, back in the 1970s, from October 73 to March, I think of 74, they had an oil embargo. The oil embargo at that time was basically like OPEC punishing the United States and said nothing goes to the United States because they had the Arab-Israeli war. And because the United States doing what they're doing now, giving them weapons and all of that, at that time they said, okay, you giving them weapons? No problem. We're cutting all off from you. And that's what created that embargo. The same exact thing they're doing now. Putting people of the United States suffering in the 70s behind nothing that had nothing to do with people in the United States. Okay? So if we look at the things they have done that create the high gas prices and all the things that they have done, right? How many people have lost their jobs behind the Biden-Harris administration putting in mandates and saying if you didn't take a medication, no, I got to say it a certain way, you could lose your job. There are people who have lost their job. There are people in the military had to leave the military because of the Biden-Harris administration. And they didn't want to leave the military because of the mandates. Y'all better think about what the Biden-Harris administration has been doing the whole time. They believe in the government overtaking your life completely. They don't want you to have freedom. They don't want you to have limited government. They want to control you, no different than any other authoritarian regime or communist country. That's what they believe. They believe in complete control by the federal government, and that's not really how the system is supposed to work in the United States of America. Okay? Now, if you say price gouging, and you can't define what price gouging is, let's say she do what she want to do. Fine. She put it in. Now you telling all the grocery stores and the food companies, you can't raise your prices past this. Well, here's the problem. Here's the unintended consequences. And that's why it goes back to what I said again. Politicians that don't have a business background, they should not be in office. Let me tell you why. Let's say a product. Like we're gonna go even number. Let's say this product is being sold in the grocery store for $7. Well, let's say if it's whether it's some chips or whatever it may be, right? Let's say it's a big family size bag of chips and they selling them for $7 in the store. Well, now Vice President Kamala Harris comes in with a federal ban and say, hey, you can't sell that for $7. You got to sell that for $5. Well, per unit, it would cost them about $3 to get it. They'll sell it to you for $7. Well, now you have decreased their profits down to basically $2 a bag now, right? So now you've decreased the profits of the grocery store. What would happen if you decrease their profits? Come on, class. What would happen when you start decreasing the profits? What's the first thing that's going to happen? Can y'all let me know? What is the first thing that will happen when you decrease their profits? It's two things that's going to happen, actually. Three, but mostly two. What would that be? I'm waiting, class. Somebody say something. I want to see how smart everybody is. What will be the two things that will happen? Oh, yeah, shortage would definitely be one of them. You better believe that, a shortage. It's definitely going to be some shortages. There you go. There you go. Eric got it. Wages. Wages is going to go down, and layoffs of employees. Glad you started there. Right there. I'm so glad. If you decrease their profit, they went from making $4. Now they can only make $2. Companies have so much money to pay payroll. Okay? If you slash their income in half, and that income they was using to pay payroll and insurance and all this on these employees, guess what's going to happen, Vice President Kamala Harris? They're going to say, we have to lay off 30% of our staff, 40% of our staff. Why? Because you cut funding out of that business coming in. So now, on top of that, you created more of a problem because now people that had jobs, now they're out of work because you think you're smart about price gouging and you have no clue what you're talking about the unintended consequences that you're seeing. And once again, if you're serious, you could do it now, and let's see how it works. If you do it now, you and Biden could do it right now. Maybe you could say, hey, I did that. Look, vote for me in November, right? She's lying. She's not doing nothing. Because once again, if she was serious, she would do it now, okay? Number two, what else will happen, ladies and gentlemen, outside of the loss of jobs that will happen because of this? You better believe that. Kroger, Albertsons, H-E-B, and in Texas, H-E-B, Walmart, anybody who sell groceries, Whole Foods, all of that, right? They employ a lot of people. And then let's talk about this. If you're from the Houston area, you know what Food Town is, right? So everybody got like a low-grade grocery store that got some weird brands in there. Food Town. Everybody got it. If you're from the Houston area, you know about Food Town. Now, compare Food Town to Whole Foods. Vice President Kamala Harris is going to go to Whole Foods, and the quality of what's at Whole Foods, because I've been to both, I wouldn't go to Food Town, and you go tell Whole Foods your prices can't be where that's at, even though all the stuff you're selling don't have all the chemicals in it, it's limited ingredients in a lot of stuff you're selling, because I looked at the back of them, a lot of it. You got to lower that down to Food Town price. You know how many people going to get laid off? If not, the store's going to start closing. Because if they can't make a profit, then stores going to start closing. Once again, which I said earlier, creating food shortages. The other thing they're not talking about, we are already dealing with shrinkflation now. Now, what is shrinkflation? Shrinkflation is when food companies, restaurants, etc., start giving you smaller portions, but don't give you smaller prices. Once again, if you know what the Big Mac, especially you in my age group, Gen X, if you remember the Big Mac from the 80s, for sure the 80s, and if you go look at it, I've seen a Big Mac, I don't eat them, but I've seen the Big Mac. The Big Mac in the 80s looked like, back in that quarter, you remember the original quarter pounder? That quarter pounder meat was the Big Mac. That thing was big. The Big Mac back in the day, yes, it was. Oh, yes, it was. That thing was huge. Now it looks like a kitty burger. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they mean by shrinkflation. So not only you cutting their profits, now they're going to say, you know what? If it costs, like, we go back to the bag of chips again, right? Originally they sold it for $7. Now they got to sell it for $5. They only can make $2. So now the food company is going to say, hey, what corners can you cut to not make that for $3 a bag? Can we get it for $1.50 a bag? Whatever corners you got to cut, whatever horrible thing you got to put in it or whatever, just make sure it tastes good. But well, if we do this, if we use, this kind of corn, which is some trash corn. I mean, this corn is not even worth feeding a dog. I don't care. Is it going to cost me $1.50 a bag so I can sell it for $5? Yeah, we can do it like that. Bet. Do that. $1.50 a bag, sell it to them for $5. That's what's going to, listen, our food is already trash now. It's trash. If she go out and do this with the federal government, our food's going to get worse. You think people not catching all kind of cancers and all kind of diabetes and heart disease from all this food that we eating? That food about to get 10 times worse. Because they're going to cut all kind of corners. Them people going to make their money at your expense, but they ain't going to make it. This lady's not thinking. But the Democrats don't think. They just talk on impulse. They do things that hurts people, and unfortunately, because some people don't think, unfortunately, a lot of people that vote for them just don't think very well. Some of them know better, but some of them, unfortunately, I'm only voting for her because she's a black woman. Them people right there, they don't think until they're in the thick of it. Oh, she went to HBCU. She's an AKA. I'm voting for her for that reason. But you're not thinking of what she's proposing. So they're gonna make. So you think the food trash now is gonna really be trash after the fact because they're gonna be cutting all kind of corners. They're gonna be a shortage of food on top of that because what incentive do they have to make more? That's where the shortage is coming from. And say, man, look. I'm not going to be making all this. If all I can make is this, and it's costing me X amount for production, well, we got to lessen production so we can make a profit. That's where your food shortages come in at. Right there we are talking about. But see, obviously Vice President Kamala Harris has no business background, or she's not surrounding herself with good people, good business people. Me, if it were me, and I'm running for something, I want the top economists around me. I want the top business people, all the people from the Wharton School of Business. I want everybody around me. And I'm saying, hey, what I'm about to do, how is that going to affect things? You ain't got to be the smartest person in the room. You can just have the smartest people around you and the smartest people working with you. And they can make you look like you're the smartest guy in the room. You don't got to have all that education. You can have all the Harvard grads and everybody around you giving you the best advice. Of course, you need to be smart enough to listen. But this lady's not thinking. So you're going to cause a food shortage, which can cause civil unrest, right? Look at Venezuela. They did the exact same thing. You don't believe me? Look it up. And guess what happened in Venezuela? They had food shortages. They were rationing food to people. Why? Because Maduro was doing similar things just like that in Venezuela. But she wants to bring the same failed policies of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela and want to bring it to America because her administration messed up, and that's why the prices are where they are. It's her administration. How can you come up here talking about I'm voting her because she's black and you can't afford a carton of doggone eggs or milk? That's what I don't understand with y'all. Then you get in the thick of it, and then you're crying. I can't afford nothing. I don't know what I'm going to do. Why you didn't think about that before you went and voted for her just because she's a black woman, right? She's an AKA ski-wee, right? You're only voting for that reason. You're not voting because think about say, what policies is she presenting? What is she actually discussing? How is what she's doing already while she's in office? How is that affecting my overall life and my paycheck? At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about nothing else but the dollar bill, y'all. It's about your bank account. If you better understand that harsh reality, all that symbolism crap, I can care less. When I work, I want to keep my money in my bank. And if I spend this because I chose to, I don't want food taking all my money. I don't want insurance. Everything is through the doggone roof. Everything. Let me see if hold on, it just popped in my head. What do I have that graph on here? I had a graph. let's see, where is it at? Doggone it. Hold on, I can find this graph. I had a graph about, oh, here we go. It's right there. Okay. Boom. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something. And this was posted. Now, you want to reward somebody who screwed up this royally. Okay, I'm putting it in front of myself, and I'll get off the screen here in a second. Just bear with me. All right, here we go. Right here. Okay. Let me remove myself. Now, if you look at this graph, this was posted by a congressman. Under the Trump administration right here, the inflation rate was 1.4%. The current inflation rate, 8.3%. How are you going to go reward Vice President Kamala Harris with a presidency and you have an inflation rate 8.3%? They claim some of it's trying to slow down, whatever. How? Do you want 10% inflation? Do you want 12%? Now, when Trump was in office, the average price is $2.39. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. I have to use premium for my vehicle, and I was paying $1.99 a gallon for premium under Trump. $1.99 for premium. You hear me? So regular was like $1.50 something under Trump. Yeah, you're right. Speaking my mind, you're right. In the Soviet Union, it didn't work either. It failed. Now, the average gas price, at least on this graph, when they posted, it was $3.76 a gallon. We're talking about average, we're not talking about California. 30-year mortgages, which is like your house, 2.65% under Trump. 30-year mortgages now, 7.08%. Average rent cost, $1,625. Now the average rent went up to $2,039. Let's say the NASDAQ was up 13,342, is down 10,829. Grocery prices increased 3.7% under Trump, and that's under actually a global pandemic. Remember that. Grocery prices increased 13.5% under the Biden-Harris administration. Remember, it's the Biden-Harris administration. She's just as responsible as Joe Biden is, and she wants you to reward her with 4 years to what? Double on these numbers? I can understand if she got in office and they took it lower than what Trump left it, then okay, that's different. Electricity rose 1.5% under Trump, 15.8% under the Biden-Harris administration. Real average hourly earnings increased 4%. Real average hourly earnings decreased 2.8%. So we supposed to go and reward the Biden-Harris, that definitely Vice President Kamala Harris. We supposed to go reward her with 4 years to keep on doubling those numbers. Then, on top of that, let's go back to the video, because I think she said something else I want to point out. So give me a second.
My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules, and we will support smaller food businesses that are trying to play by the rules and get ahead.
Okay. The best way, if you really want to support smaller food places, they need capital. I mean, penalizing Kroger and none of these companies, and I'm talking about, I have no affiliation with them, but I'm just being real. Penalizing Kroger, penalizing HEB, penalizing whoever, how that's going to make it better? If anything, if you want to help expand food in this country, our farmers need money. Look at the black farmers. Y'all claim we just paid black farmers some money. No, that was an All Lives Matter minority deal. That was not just the black farmers. But they'll put the Democrats, what they like to do, they'll put a black face on something and say, look, we did this for black people and minorities. They never put the minorities on the graphic. They always put the black person's face, and then they go give it to everybody else. But if you really want to help food, you help our farmers, and then the smaller grocery stores, why don't you give them access to capital? have a rule. Hey, we want to turn in 3 years tax returns. Let's see what you've been doing. Hey, let somebody come to the store and see what they got going on or something, whatever. But give these people access to capital so they can grow their grocery stores. We need grocery stores in the black community, and we want grocery stores in our community by people that's in the community. We're not saying for Kroger to come through there or Walmart. No, mom and pop business is the best business. Small business. Now, small business is any business that has under 50 employees. So small business in our communities was really the lifeblood of every community. You could do that. But that's not what you're going to do. You're sitting up here, ma'am, lying. You saying the Boule, hold on, Anna says the Boule Circus is saying she can't do nothing as VP. They say that's not how it works. That's a lie. She can do something she wants to. Right now, Biden is considered lame duck. She can go to Biden right now and say, hey, since he support her, hey, I want to do this food thing. You're president right now. Hey, let's go ahead and do it. We do it together. And then I can run on that. Man, come on. No, the Boule is working to get y'all to elect this lady so they can get their checks. That's it. You gotta remember the Boule is this.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the butter spread. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the butter spread.
That's all they want from the Democrats, their biscuits. That's it. That's what they're fighting for. So, of course, the Boule is going to say that. Boule Martin, Boule Smiley, Boule Hughley, Boule Harvey, all of them, of course they're going to say that. They're fighting for their butter biscuits. If y'all black folk don't come out there and vote for Vice President Kamala Harris, they butter biscuits are getting cut off. They fighting for their life. What are you talking about? They fighting for their life. Now you mentioned about the Capitol or whatever, tapping in the Capitol and things like that. These people got money. Look all the money they're giving to migrants. They got money to give to these small businesses out here. I'd rather give the money to small businesses and communities than give a migrant any day of the week. Why? If they are hiring people locally in the community, I want to give them money. If they are hiring people who coming out of prison, especially people that's on probation, and they're hiring people out of prison and they're giving them a second chance, I want to give them more money. So we don't have these people having to feel like they have to go back to committing crimes because now they have a job. I'm a firm believer of this. If you keep a man working and if you keep a man tired, he can't commit a crime. That's the problem in America. If they would bring manufacturing jobs back to this country, right? If they would, now Trump talked about it. I don't know how serious he is about doing it. But if you brought manufacturing jobs back to this country and you say, hey, it don't matter if you're a felon, it don't matter about whatever, come get this job, and you must be a U.S. citizen, and we will e-verify everybody. Because, see, that's what stopped the immigrant deal, e-verify. E-verify will prove you're a U.S. citizen or not. And now, if she won't say we about to pass a law where every company in the United States have to do mandatory e-verify. Notice they're not saying that. They're not saying it because they all complicit in wanting illegal immigration. So if y'all want to fight, if y'all really want to stop a lot of this illegal immigration, you got to push for a federal push for e-verify. Like it's mandatory for if you got a company, your employee got to be put in the e-verify system. And if we come inspect your company and you got anybody working for you and you know good and well it came back that they didn't pass e-verify, then they gonna go and you gonna get either a fine or some jail time. Because you said that employee, we told you that employee wasn't legal. He didn't have a green card, he didn't have a work permit, he didn't have nothing. And you still got him there? I'm telling y'all right there, if you want to fight for something, fight for E-Verify on a federal level. Shoot, Trump need to say that too, that he want mandatory E-Verify for every corporation in this country. I don't care who you're hiring, it has to be mandatory E-Verify. You cut off the workload that they can get, then it eliminates some of that. But at the same time, this is what they're going to do. They'll try to just pivot to creating their own companies or working for themselves. That will be the pivot. Vice President Kamala Harris, as you saw the video with the sister, their administration is papering up migrants to the point they can buy food trucks. So even if you do mandatory E-Verify, if this guy got a food truck and he cooking food and doing all that on the food truck, well, he worked for himself, so you can't really tell him nothing about mandatory E-Verify, but it's still something that we could put in place that can actually help. But remember, the Democrats, they don't believe in that. They don't believe in the rule of law for them, just only rule of law for you as Black Americans. Now, another thing here, she stated she wants to give $25,000 for first generation, that's the word she used, home buyers. Now, if you're a person that don't know much, you're like, oh, wow, you're going to give $25,000 down payment assistance? Here's the problem. Do you remember Joe Biden's Lift Every Voice plan? I do. And in Joe Biden's Lift Every Voice plan that was supposedly directed to the Black community, he said that he would give $15,000 down payment assistance. How many of y'all got the $15,000 down payment assistance for you to buy a house from the Lift Every Voice plan the whole time the Biden-Harris administration been in office? I don't know nobody that's got it. Do you know anybody that got that $15,000? So I guess you're going to be like, you know what? He said 15. I'm going to say 25. Where the money going to come from, Kamala? No, if you do it, I know who it's going to go to. It's not going to go to me as an American citizen. It's not going to go to a lot of you as American citizens. You know where it's going to go. You know. If it don't go to citizens, who is going to go to? That same dude that tried to buy that sister's food truck. It's going to go on to him. It's going to him. And he going to get him a house. And you not going to have one. Now, let's say she do that. Okay, you give everybody $25,000 down payment assistance. Okay, cool. Sounds great. Here's the problem. They just going to raise the price up by $25,000. So the only way you really could stop people from doing that, you had to put another ban, right? That you can't raise the price because the person got down payment assistance. So I guess that's a ban coming too. So they're going to raise it $25,000 because they already know that people got up to $25,000 for down payment assistance, right? On top of that, she's not saying what she should be saying. If I'm the guy and I'm running for president and I know it's a problem with homes, this is what I would say. I will not allow hedge funds to scoop up single family dwellings. I won't do it because we have people that do not, they do not have homes. Now, if this company wants to build their own homes and they want to build it for rent, that's on them. I can't stop them. But houses on the market, you can't have hedge funds buying up the block, buying up all the neighborhood and putting every house for rent. No, then people will not be able to get their American dream. So no, big corporations cannot just go up and buy the block. No, it has to be, if it's a single family home, then it should be a regular owner, not a big corporation, not a big hedge fund. That's something that she should say. And I'll be like, okay, that I can support. Because what's happening now, not too far in Missouri City, there's one spot off of Highway 6 called Inspire Homes I saw. And I seen them building all these homes and say, oh, they building a new neighborhood? Y'all, this whole big subdivision it's all rent homes. All rent homes. That could have been single family homes for a lot of people, and every last one of them were rent homes. That's what they are. It's kind of like that statement, you will own nothing and be happy. That's about where a lot of people at now. You will own nothing and be happy. How can you trust Vice President Kamala Harris to make the financial situation better? And remember, she's been in office since January 2021. Her and Biden caused a problem. They caused a problem. So I expect you to fix it. And your idea so far has just been all the way wrong. You're going to cause food shortages and mass hysteria. You're going to cause that. Then you're going to cause more inflation. As one person said earlier, you're going to cause more inflation because home price is going to jack up because of what you're trying to do with this down payment assistance. Creating double the inflation, shrinkflation with the food quality going to get even worse than what it is. They're going to cut all kind of corners so they can save money making the food. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to be encouraged to make all the food they can. I mean, you're literally going to take this country to a literally depression and have it on its knees. Who's advising her? And I didn't go to the Wharton School of Business, but I definitely went to the School of Common Sense. This doesn't make sense. But vote for her because she's an AKA and she's a black woman, right? That's the only reason I need to vote. But when you black folk that just want to vote for her because she black or she AKA, she went to HBCU, when you dealing with food shortage, when you're dealing with double the inflation you got right now, when you see more shrinkflation of food, when you see all that stuff happening, and then we're not even talking about the weakness of America and how it's looking now with Biden. Do you think America gonna look stronger with her there? Her. Once again, hold on. This is the lady. This is the lady that y'all want to put in office. I gotta play this because this is one of the craziest things to me. This is the lady.
And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch. Turn that off.
That's a lady right there. Listen, that's who she really is. She hasn't really changed from that. So I don't know why she looking all serious talking about some policies. Like, you don't know enough. Or at least if you don't know enough, at least have people around you that know enough where you can present proper policy. Did you ever talk to the grocers and find out about the prices? Did you ever ask any questions? No, you didn't do anything. You're just throwing stuff against the wall, and hopefully people who silly, who don't think for themselves, will just take it and go vote for you. Y'all, we live in an information age. Like they say on Back to the Future, think, McFly, think. Use your brain. Like the old people would say, use your head for more than a hat rack. Don't be silly. And of course, Boulay, Martin, and the rest of them gonna tell you all of that. Cause they silly too. They don't know nothing either, obviously. The people that actually know, they got sense, who are Democrats and Republicans, that's why both of them came out and say this was asinine, what she's talking about. Because you still have some Democrats with common sense out there. And most of the Democrats I notice who got common sense are moderates. They're in the middle. That I can tell you. That left-wing, progressive, radical, that's not the ones you need to engage. Because they lost. They cannot see past that stuff. But you get a traditional Democrat, more so toward the middle, that kind of Democrat, you can have a conversation with that kind of Democrat. Some of them are still out there, but what's taking over that party is that left-wing, progressive, that wing. And that wing is just, ooh. So y'all have to really think about this election and just think about it. Just think. That's the only thing I'm saying. Just think about it. Do you want more of what you got? That's the thing. It's not that she's not in office. Y'all, I want y'all to keep remembering that. It's not that she's not in office. When you hear her say day one, always remember, ma'am, your day one was January, 20th, whatever day it was, 2021. What day one are you talking about, ma'am? You're not Trump. Trump is not in office. He could say day one. You can't. Stop insulting our intelligence saying day one, and we've been sitting you flying in on Air Force Two. What you mean day one? Yeah, and that's another thing. That emotion in the black community, man, y'all gotta stop being. Listen, this one video I saw, y'all. I gotta do this one video. Not on the stream, but it'll be one of my news reports on the other channel. Y'all gotta stop being so doggone emotional. And one thing I can't stand is watch a man be emotional. We got so many of these men so emotional. Now, of course, the new breed of men who's out there, you see like those brothers that called in last night to Sound Off Friday. You see how those brothers spoke? Those were good brothers. Those were intelligent brothers that called in last night. You know what I'm saying? Those brothers were straight-laced brothers. All of them. It's more of those black men out there than the Boule Martin and the Van Jones. You better believe that. Those are not the majority. They try to put them on TV as a way to kind of signal boost. Hey, see how weak the black man is? Man, black men not weak like that, bruh. Black men are hustling out here. Black men are getting it. Black men want to provide for their families. Black men want families. Black men want anything else like any other man. And that's why more black men got to start calling this stuff out. Van Jones don't represent nothing. He can go cry at them folks all he want. Boule Martin, he only represent himself. He don't represent us. Steve Harvey, he don't represent us. D.L. Hughley, he was like, do you just stop being a comedian or what? Bro, you need to go back being a comedian or something. Really, you kind of messed yourself up. I don't even want to hear you no more as a comedian. I just kind of turned off. I remember he was on some special on Netflix or something. I couldn't even listen to him. Not that what he was saying wasn't funny. It's just I just couldn't get into it because I see him now just as a shield. And I once I see you as a shield like that, because in order for you to become a Democrat shield, you can't be a man. You got to be sassy and buckbroken to be a shield. I didn't say a Democrat. I said a shield. That is you do not see no strong, straight-laced black men being a shield. No, you don't see that. I just can't listen to him like that. He messes his own legacy up. Why would you mess off your legacy? And then Luther Campbell, he's another one. This man made a career off of disrespecting, ostracizing, and exploiting black women. Why do y'all listen to him? I'm not serious. On a serious note, why would anybody listening to Luther Campbell with his history? Now, you same Democrat Party that be using the terms misogyny, misogynoir, and toxic masculinity, and everything is considered harassment. This guy was the king of it. Go look at his history. You more mad at a guy like myself saying something than that guy? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. He mostly did that to black women, so y'all don't care about that because y'all don't really care about black women. So what am I talking about? I'm wrong. Sorry, he did it to black women. I mean, now, if he'd done it to white women, it'd been a different story. Let me carry on. All right, Damon says, even if you don't like Trump, but he got respect from foreign leadership, I don't see that happening with Kamala. Man, nobody gonna respect Kamala. Nobody's gonna respect her like that. Foreign leaders, no. Listen, she won't even sit down and do an interview with Fox News. If you scared of Fox News, don't even go over there with Putin. Leave him alone. Don't go talk to him. You scared of Fox News, leave Putin alone. Don't even talk to what's the dude, President Xi in China. Leave him alone. Don't talk to Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Leave him alone. Don't talk to all these Arab leaders, because the moment they see you come in there, they're like, well, this United States, this who you sent over here? This your leader? You imagine her doing all that laughing in front of them people, and they're gonna be looking at each other like, man, the United States fell off. That's what they're going to say in their language. United States fell completely off. Like, what happened to them? You know what I'm saying? And the person's right. Them other world leaders had respect for Trump. They did. Trump made them other countries in NATO pay their fair share, too, because the United States was footing all the bill in NATO. And they were all scared of Trump, because Trump was like, no, you're going to pay. I'm going to pull out. I don't care. Whatever. And trust me, the reason why they paid is because if the United States pull out of NATO, Putin gonna be like, oh man, I'm about to put the Soviet Union back together, because the United States is the main one really that's the big dog in NATO. It's not France, it's not all the UK, it's not all them countries. The big dog is the United States. That's really what it is. The United States is really holding Putin back from recolonizing all those nations that were part of the Soviet Union. So if Trump go back in there again, say y'all pay y'all fair share or I leave, they gonna do it. It's the bottom line. Kamala's not gonna tell them to pay their fair share or nothing. They gonna see her come and say, oh, that laughing lady's here. Hey. But some of y'all don't, but y'all don't think about geopolitics. Y'all just think she's a black woman, she's an AKA, she went to HBCU, that's enough for me. This world is bigger than the United States of America, folks. It's way more complicated than your domestic issues. And the reason why you have the comfort you have is because of some of the positions that America take in the world. Now, do I agree with all those positions? No. Let's call it what it is. We haven't been attacked really since Pearl Harbor. It's a reason for that. It's a reason. Would you trust Vice President Kamala Harris to defend the United States of America under attack? Would you trust her? I wouldn't trust her. No, I wouldn't trust her to take care of my dog. She laughs too much. She did to me. No, I can't take you serious. I mean, like, hey, if you a person to hang out with and we just having a good time and you laughing and joking, cool. I'm cool with you. But certain people you just don't put in certain positions. And let's call it what it is. President Biden didn't want her, man. But you know who forced his hand? Those black women Democrats. They forced his hand. We want a black woman. I don't think he would have picked her. But they kept saying they would go vote for him unless he put a black woman vice president. And look at the black woman he got. And I say black adjacent, right? There were some other black women that was on his list, like Val Demings. She's a visibly black woman. Who was it? Keisha Lance Bottoms. She's a visibly black woman, right? But the one he go pick is Kamala. The one that has a history of harming black people. That's the one he picked. Then we demand a black female Supreme Court justice. We demand that. Then you get the woman up there. I never forget that. I was sitting in South Africa. I think I was in Cape Town at the time during her confirmation hearing. And they asked her a simple question. What is a woman? I can't define what a woman is. She said, huh? They say, aren't you a woman? You say, I'm not really understanding the question. Like, That's the black women that y'all want representing black women. I'm sorry. I've met so many black women who's so smart. So smart. That is not the proper representation to me of black American women. That is not. We shouldn't say we want a black this, a black that. No, what we should say is we want a person who's going to give black Americans what we need. I don't care what color it is. We just need to get what we need. Because clearly that strategy of representation failed. It's failed. Just like I talk about the failed tribalism stuff in the continent of Africa, the failed symbolism. It's a failed strategy. Stop it already. Symbolism doesn't mean crap, because the people they put in office don't do nothing for black folks. They are a black person in their skin, but they white in the mind and they act like white people toward black people. You want a black woman in Dalton, Illinois, right? And you got a black woman, all right, and she's stealing all y'all money. But you want the black woman, not the best woman, a black one. I'm not saying the best woman couldn't be black, but I'm saying is that's that symbolism crap, and you wonder why we don't get nothing as a community. You just want symbolism. You don't want substance. You don't want character. You don't want no proof of anything about this person. You just because they black, I want them there. That's silly. That is so silly. And that's why we suffer what we suffer, because, hey, they black, so it don't matter. It's silly. It's just silly. Y'all got to think. Symbolism, that failed symbolism. Like I say, failed tribalism. That failed symbolism has gotten black America exactly where it's at right now. That failed symbolism. Stop that symbolism already. You hear somebody say, I want to vote for her just because she's black. I'm like, no, that's not a reason to vote for her. That's not. Skin color don't mean nothing to me at this point. Not when it comes to public office or whatever. No, I want to know what's your policies, what you're going to do for black Americans. That's what I want to know. I don't care about your color. I'll go vote an Asian person. I'll vote a Hispanic person, a white person, if they got the right policies over the black person any day, if they have the right policies. Now, I would expect the black person to have the right policies, but unfortunately, the black person, they don't have the policies. They doing all lives matter and doing policies for everybody else except black folk. I'm not voting for that. And if nobody got a policy, guess what? I got a good couch. Vote locally. If you in business, ask them politicians, what do you feel about how permits? Talk about permits definitely locally and find out how, hey, the permit system taking too long. What are you going to do to speed that up? You know, what about access to capital locally? What you going to do for black businesses locally so I can see if I want to vote for you or not? Because you can definitely participate in your local elections. I'm not telling you, because you can choose the couch on certain races and then you can actually vote for some. Because you ain't got to vote for Trump or Harris if you don't want to. You can say, I ain't vote for that one of y'all. Hell, I'll vote for myself. But let's say you're down ballot stuff. Let's say you're local. To find out locally what they're going to do. Ask questions. Do your research. Because your local politics is going to affect you way more than Trump and Harris will. Black folks, in their mind, they think the president is the one that's going to solve all their problems. No, it's not. Your mayor, your city council, people like that, your local Congress, man or woman, your judges, your DA, your sheriffs, your county commissioner. Like, you got to be in school board. You need to be involved in that stuff way more than you need to be involved with Trump and Harris. But black folks think the president ain't going to solve everything for them. That's just not how it works. That's not how it works. I'm not saying the presidency not important, but come on. Your local congressman or woman, your senator, you need to be involved in that because that's still popular vote, right? So you should be involved in those things. We all thought Obama was going to do something, Veronica, but clearly we learned our lesson. And a lot of us voted for Barack Obama not based off his policies. We voted for him because he was a black man. And he talked very good. He had a nice looking family. Let's just keep it 100. We all did that. We all did that, including myself. I did it. I said I wanted to see a black man in the White House. I embraced that failed symbolism. But I thought that he would, hey, he a brother and he know what we go through. So man, he gonna fight for us. I'm not even tripping on it. I want to help that brother get in. I want to see a black family in the White House. Something we thought we'd never see in our lifetime. A black family? We never thought we would see that. So we all voted on symbolism, all of us. We didn't care about what he was promoting. We cared about it. He was a black man. There's going to be a black family. It would be great to see that. A black first lady. That's how we thought. But we look back at it now, and that was the wrong thought. Life is about learning and growing, right? We all make mistakes, all of us. Nobody perfect. He who or she who among you is without sin, cast the first stone. None of us can cast a stone. All of us has made a mistake. All of us said something wrong, thought something wrong. We all have. Don't you let nobody walk around here act like they never made a mistake. They didn't vote something wrong. They didn't say something wrong. They didn't make the wrong decision. We all have, but we learn and grow from that. That's where wisdom comes in. It's, oh man, I voted for this, I voted for that. Listen, it is what it is. That's the past. All thing you can do is learn from the past and change the future. That's it. That's the only thing that you can do. Maybe you did vote for Biden Harris. Maybe you thought it was going to be different. It's okay. It's all right. You thought you thought they was going to be different. They didn't run on, listen, Biden didn't run on saying, hey, I'm going to flood the country with illegal immigrants. He didn't run on that. So I can't even say y'all voted for it because he didn't run on that. He didn't say, I'm gonna just mess the economy up. Vote for me. He didn't say that. She didn't say that. So I can't say you voted for that either, but it is what it is. A lot of people voted just to get Trump out. And you see what happened. You see what happened. Most of you just voted to get Trump out. Not Biden's policies. You just voted for Biden to get Trump out. And you see exactly what happened out of it. Okay, cool. Now you have a chance to status correct. Or you can go vote for 4 more years. Well, 4 more years of what you got times 10. It's on you. It's your choice. It's called voting rights. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream this evening. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. It's very, very important to do so. And it was great, speaking with y'all this afternoon. Be back Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our stream. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and on Saturdays, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If for some reason happen, we don't stream, I'll make a post on a community tab or whatever. But Monday through Friday is our time, Saturday at 4 p.m. But thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all on the next one.